We welcome you back to CBS Mornings. As we reported earlier, WNBA superstar Brittney Griner has reached out directly to President Biden with a handwritten note. Griner is scheduled to make another court appearance in a Moscow suburb on Thursday, where Russian authorities claim that she had cannabis oil in her luggage. The U.S. says she's wrongfully detained. Have you heard from the White House since the letter was delivered to President Biden? In her letter, she says the first time she voted was in 2020, and that vote was for President Biden. Have you heard from him?
I still have not heard from him, and honestly, it's very disheartening.
What is good? Osiris here, stuck in the middle. Thank you for joining. Brittney Griner writes a letter to President Biden asking for his help. She made an appeal to President Joe Biden, our commander-in-chief, and that's important to note with this topic. She wrote a handwritten letter. Most of the letter is private between her and President Biden, which I respect. And here are a few lines that they did share publicly. From Brittney Griner: "As I sit here in a Russian prison, alone with my thoughts, and without the protection of my wife, family, friends, Olympic jersey, or any accomplishments, I'm terrified I might be here forever," Griner wrote. "On the 4th of July, our family normally honors the service of those who fought for our freedom, including my father, who was a Vietnam War veteran," the Phoenix Mercury Center added. "It hurts thinking about how I usually celebrate this day because freedom means something completely different to me this year." I'm on stevegruber.com, and he articulates exactly what I'm thinking here. It's hard for this not to come to mind that Brittney Griner didn't even want to go out on the floor when the national anthem was played. She didn't want to give America that respect. She didn't even want to kneel. Now, she could be doing this out of challenging our country to be better, but I would challenge you and anyone else, if you're going to challenge our country to be better, do it with the flag. Do it while saying you are a part of our country. Brittney, back in June of 2021, said, "I honestly feel we should not play the national anthem during our season. I think we should take that much of a stand. I'm going to protest regardless. I'm not going to be out there for the national anthem." This is from someone who has become wealthy through America and the ability to play basketball as a star that she is. It makes me wonder, did she appreciate the freedoms that she had here? Does she appreciate them more now? So we have people who are still imprisoned over J6, and Brittney Griner is over in Russia imprisoned over some cannabis oil drug trafficking charge, BS. We don't know if it was planted or not, and Russian courts, they convict. It's not America. Why can't we both have the take? When I say that we need to sacrifice for the larger good of people, this is a perfect example. We have a great opportunity right here, right now, and I'm talking to MAGA. I was reading the New York Post today. They were describing J6 as an insurrection, a violent insurrection. If you don't, and it's obviously nonsense, if you don't want people to misconstrue or buy that, because there's a lot of people who believe that, you've got to sacrifice something. You've got to reach out, even to people that have shown that they hate you because they don't even know you, like Brittney Griner. Even though they've shown that, this is an opportunity for MAGA to say, "Joy Reid, I'm MAGA and I agree with you. Brittney Griner should be home." What's going on with that? That's what needs to happen in these moments. And I think most of MAGA would agree she needs to be home. That's the moment where you can stand up and you can humanize the populism of MAGA. When they try to label J6 as an insurrection, people will look at it and say, wait a second, MAGA actually stepped up for Brittney Griner even though they knew she wasn't really rolling with them like that. I don't know if I want to look at it as an insurrection or not. That's the sacrifice that needs to be made. I think most people on this channel would agree that Brittney Griner needs to be home.
The person that has the power, the Biden administration itself, being President Biden, Vice President Harris, I have not spoken to them. I've asked, I've requested, and at this point, it almost feels like, they're indirectly telling me no. It almost feels like indirectly they told us as a family they will not meet with us, despite the fact that everybody is saying, when I do speak to people, PG is the top priority. We know she's wrongfully detained. We're doing everything. But the people that have the highest power, no, they have not spoken to me and my family.
Well, we hope that that will change, Sherelle Griner, and we hope that Brittney's situation will change. We all would like to see her home, but none more than yourself, obviously. Sherelle Griner, thank you for taking the time. I really appreciate you.
If only we had someone in office with the cojones to stand up as a commander-in-chief, someone with a bad orange spray tan, who had the cojones to allegedly say, Vladimir, talking about Putin, if you invade Ukraine, we're hitting Moscow, Trump said. We're going to hit Moscow. And he sort of believed me, like 5%, 10%, that's all you need. If only we had someone in the Oval Office, and Joe Biden is our president, I'm not questioning that. I'm just saying hypothetically, if we had someone in the Oval Office, maybe at this moment for Brittney Griner, someone who loves McDonald's French fries. And also when Jello Ball was hemmed up for getting caught shoplifting a pair of Louis Vuitton sunglasses in China, that they would step up, like the commander-in-chief would step up and say, I know he messed up, but he needs to come home.
I'd like to start off by saying sorry for stealing from the stores in China. I didn't exercise my best judgment. I'd also like to thank President Trump and the United States government for the help that they provided as well.
If only we had someone in office who was so crazy enough to almost start a trade war with Sweden over a dumb rapper, A$AP Rocky, who I like, but, and he didn't do anything wrong based on the video, but getting into an altercation when that you really should leave it up to your bodyguards. Donald Trump almost allegedly started a trade war with Sweden over getting him back over here. Damn. It's almost as if there's an advantage to having a commander-in-chief that's America first and puts Americans first. Let me know what you think. Take care.
We assembled here today are issuing a new decree to be heard in every city, in every foreign capital, and in every hall of power. From this day forward, a new vision will govern our land. From this day forward, it's going to be only America first. America first. Every decision on trade, on taxes, on immigration, on foreign affairs will be made to benefit American workers and American families. We must protect our borders from the ravages of other countries, making our products, stealing our companies, and destroying our jobs. Protection will lead to great prosperity and strength. I will fight for you with every breath in my body, and I will never, ever let you down.